In 1901, sponge divers pulled a corroded lump of bronze from a Roman shipwreck at the bottom of the Aegean Sea. For decades, nobody understood what it was. Then they X-rayed it. Inside were over 30 interlocking bronze gears, precision-cut, mathematically calibrated, forming a hand-cranked mechanical computer that could predict eclipses, track all 5 known planets, and calculate the timing of the ancient Olympic Games. It was built around 100 BCE. Nothing this complex would appear again for over 1,000 years. This is the Antikythera mechanism, the oldest known computer. And after 120 years of study, we still don't know who made it, or how many others were lost. Around Easter 1900, a crew of Greek sponge divers from the island of Symi took shelter from rough weather near the tiny island of Antikythera between Crete and the Greek mainland. While they waited, they dived and found one of the richest ancient shipwrecks ever discovered: bronze statues, marble sculptures, jewelry, coins, glassware so fine it stunned archaeologists. The ship had sunk around 65 BCE and appeared to be carrying looted Greek treasures headed for Rome. Among all of it was one object nobody gave a second look: a corroded lump of bronze and wood, roughly the size of a shoebox. Then on May 17, 1902, Greek politician Spiridon Stais was visiting the museum when he noticed something inside one of the fragments: a gear, a precision-cut, toothed gear wheel. His cousin Valerios Stais, the museum's director, began the first formal study. Gears this precise were not supposed to exist in the ancient world. The academic world dismissed it. Too sophisticated. Must be something modern that fell onto the wreck site. The mechanism sat in a museum drawer for nearly 50 years. In 1951, a British science historian named Derek de Solla Price began studying the mechanism. Using X-ray and gamma-ray imaging, he and Greek physicist Charalampos Karakalos peered inside the fragments. The device originally contained over 30 bronze gears in a wooden case, operated by a hand crank. Each dial tracked a different astronomical cycle. The front showed the positions of the sun and moon against the zodiac, with a rotating sphere, half black, half silver, displaying the moon's phases. The back predicted solar and lunar eclipses using a 223-month Babylonian cycle called the Saros, and tracked a 19-year cycle called the Metonic that synchronized lunar months with solar years. Inscriptions decoded through CT scanning in 2005 describe the motions of all 5 planets known in antiquity: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. The front display was designed to show a working model of the ancient Greek cosmos, a shoebox-sized device, predicting eclipses decades in advance, tracking planetary positions, calculating moon phases, synchronizing 2 different calendars, timing athletic festivals, including what appears to be the Olympic Games. One detail reveals the depth of the engineering. The moon doesn't orbit at a constant speed. It accelerates and decelerates depending on its position. The mechanism modeled this using a pin-and-slot gear that converted uniform rotation into variable motion. A mechanical simulation of what we now call Kepler's second law, achieved with bronze and hand tools, 17 centuries before Kepler. This was applied science at a level that challenges everything we thought we knew about the ancient world. The actual evidence for who built the mechanism comes from Rome. Cicero, writing in the 1st century BCE, the exact period when the Antikythera ship sank, described a device built by Archimedes that reproduced the motions of the sun, moon, and all 5 planets through a single rotation. When demonstrated, eclipses appeared at exactly the right moment. That description, a hand-operated mechanical model of the heavens that predicts eclipses, matches the Antikythera mechanism almost exactly. The problem is the timeline. Archimedes died in 212 BCE. The mechanism dates to roughly 150 to 100 BCE, at least 60 years later. He didn't make this particular machine. What the evidence suggests is that Archimedes originated or perfected the technology, and a tradition of building such devices continued after his death. Cicero also mentioned that his friend Posidonius, a philosopher on the island of Rhodes, had recently built a similar device. Rhodes was a major center of astronomy and mechanical engineering. The inscriptions on the mechanism are in Greek. The ship's route appears to have passed through Rhodes. Several scholars have proposed the device was manufactured in a workshop there. No workshop has been found. No tools, no prototypes, no other mechanisms. Just this one device, pulled from the sea floor by sponge divers who had no idea what they were holding. The scientists who've reconstructed it agree. This could not have been a one-off invention. Its design required generations of accumulated knowledge. There must have been others. None have ever been found. In 2024, researchers at the University of Glasgow used statistical methods developed for gravitational wave research, the same techniques used at LIGO to detect ripples in spacetime, and applied them to the mechanism's calendar ring. The study was partly inspired by YouTuber Chris Budaselic, who runs the channel ClickSpring. Budaselic had been building a working replica using tools available in antiquity, and his independent research raised the question of how many holes the calendar ring originally contained. The Glasgow team demonstrated it almost certainly had 354 holes, corresponding to the Greek lunar calendar. The holes were spaced along a circle with a radius of about 77 millimeters, each separated by just 0.028 millimeters. Gravitational wave analysis helping decode a 2,000-year-old bronze device. Modern physics reading ancient engineering. But the most important breakthrough came in March 2021. The UCL Antikythera research team, led by Professor Tony Freeth, published the first reconstruction of the entire front gearing system that matched all surviving evidence and all inscriptions. Every previous attempt had failed. The inscriptions described complex planetary cycles. The surviving gears hinted at an epicyclic system, gears mounted on gears. No one could make the pieces fit. The UCL team cracked it by combining three knowledge traditions the ancient builders themselves had merged: Babylonian astronomical cycles, Greek geometry, including methods described by Parmenides, and mechanical innovation through pin and slot devices. The front displayed a miniature cosmos. Concentric rings carried small gemstones or spheres, each rotating at a different rate to show where each planet would appear in the zodiac on any given date, all driven by a single hand crank. The planetary cycles encoded in the gears used specific ratios: a 462-year cycle for Venus, a 442-year cycle for Saturn. These required deep mathematical knowledge and the ability to translate abstract theory into physical bronze. If you're following along with this channel, subscribe, because the next question is whether this machine actually worked, and the answer complicates everything. In April 2025, physicist Esteban Guillermo at the National University of Mar del Plata published a simulation that asked a question nobody had directly tested. Did the mechanism actually work? The simulation modeled the distinctive triangular gear teeth and found that small manufacturing errors in spacing and alignment could cascade through the linked gear trains, causing the entire mechanism to jam. Under realistic error levels, most simulated runs stopped early. The gears either jammed or slipped out of synchronization. The simulation suggested it could only be cranked about 4 months forward before needing a reset. Context matters here. The device spent over 2,000 years at the bottom of the sea. Corrosion, mineral crusts, and physical damage have altered every surviving gear. The measurements researchers work with today may not reflect what the original builder actually cut. Was this a fully functional computer, a prototype that never quite worked, or a teaching model designed to demonstrate principles rather than deliver precision? We don't know. And that uncertainty is itself remarkable, because even the question, did it work, assumes a level of engineering ambition no one believed existed in the ancient world. In 2024 and 2025, the Swiss School of Archaeology in Greece completed a decade-long research program at the wreck. They recovered articulated hull fragments, 3 planks still attached to an internal frame, with wood preliminarily dated to around 235 BCE, older than the mechanism itself. They found amphorae from Chios, marble statuary fragments, and a clay mortar used by the ship's crew, evidence of daily life aboard the vessel. The most significant finding, confirmation that there is a second shipwreck at the site. Approximately 200 meters from the main wreck, a separate concentration of artifacts and wooden remains was identified, and in 2022, divers recovered human teeth from the wreck, opening the door to ancient DNA analysis. We may soon know where the crew came from, what they ate, and perhaps their ancestry. The richest ancient shipwreck in the world is still giving up its secrets. No single study says this directly, but put all the evidence together, and it becomes unavoidable. The Antikythera mechanism was built around 150 to 100 BCE. It used differential gearing, previously believed to have been invented in the 16th century. It employed epicyclic gear trains at a complexity level comparable to 18th century clockwork. After the ancient world collapsed, nothing approaching this sophistication would appear in Europe for over 1,400 years. An entire tradition of precision engineering, the workshops, the tools, the training, vanished. Not because the knowledge was wrong, because the civilization that produced it collapsed, and nobody was left who could read the manuals or operate the lathes. Pappus of Alexandria mentioned that Archimedes wrote a book on how to build these devices on sphere making. That book is lost, every copy gone. The Antikythera mechanism is the only one that survived. It survived by accident because it sank to the bottom of the sea, where salt water preserved what fire and neglect destroyed everywhere else. Every civilization assumes its knowledge is permanent. The ancient Greeks who built this device could not have imagined their workshops would vanish, their manuscripts would burn, and their gear-cutting techniques would be forgotten for 1,000 years. They couldn't have imagined that future generations would look at their work and refuse to believe it was real. The question that remains is simple. If one device this extraordinary survived by accident, a single shoebox-sized machine at the bottom of the sea, what didn't survive? What else was lost when the ancient world went dark? What do you think was the Antikythera mechanism, a working instrument degraded by 2,000 years of corrosion, a brilliant prototype that never achieved reliability, or a teaching model? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone.